Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the Champions League review, the headquarters of all Champions League news, updates, statistics, and a review concerning this Champions League. Today we are here to talk about Napoli versus Barcelona, the round of 16 Champions League of the 2019-2020 edition. We started with a couple of videos. If you not watch them, you should go to our channel and watch all the video statistics. Today we are dedicating this entire video for Napoli versus Barcelona. Let's discuss how these two teams qualify. Barcelona leaded the group here. This is a long time since they were not qualified. They always, make sure they qualify in the group stage, and they make sure they top the group. So last season, last 2 seasons, last 3 seasons, they've been doing that consistently. This season was no different. They were on top of the group with a point behind the Dortmund, Inter Milan, and Slavia Praha right now. So there's been a very competitive league game. You saw the very game that decided was against Barcelona and International Milan, the second league encounter in Italy. We saw Barcelona dropping a couple of players just to aid them from suffering a lot of injuries, but Inter Milan was not able to just make use of that. But Barcelona won the game 2-1 thanks to Ansu Fati's last minute goal that Dortmund qualify ahead of Inter Milan, and who was in a very competitive group with Liverpool, but they managed to qualify second, and they are the only team that's got Liverpool in this season Champions League encounter. So coming to this game, you should be expecting a very good competitive game coming forward. Napoli this season have not been consistent. We know they've won 2 Serie A titles. It's been a long time. This season they scored 28 goals and conceded 28 goals as I'm recording this video now. That means they have a very bad statistics going to the Champions League. Their goal scorer leader is Melek with 7 goals, and Koulibaly with clearance, and John with the assist. They have been pretty good. You know, they are the only team that scored Liverpool in this Champions League. They've been consistent as I'm recording this video now. They are 11th in the Serie A behind Hellas Verona and the others. But this season they have their challenges. They've changed their coach. And one interesting thing about this draw that both teams here I'm going to discuss have actually changed their games, their coaches going into this game. Barcelona changing and also Vivario to Kike Setien, and the man Gattuso holding and coming back to Serie A to coach in Napoli. Let's see what actually consists of them here. They are having problem finishing, scoring chances, stopping opponent from creating chances, and defending counter-attacks and area duels. Napoli don't have a clinical finisher as of now. We know they've gotten a couple of finishers. When it comes to defense, we know Koulibaly and the others are there. But that is not actually all you need to know. You need to do before you qualify to the next round. You need attackers which they have the mindset of scoring goals. They are having it very, very difficult in scoring goals. Their key striker now has only 7 goals. That means anybody can score. They have only 7 goals. And as I told you, they've scored 28 goals and conceded 28 goals as I'm talking to you. Then their tackles attempted is 384 and clearance of 132. They've conceded 129 fouls and 43 yellow cards in their league game. This is very bad for Napoli right now. But they've done their correction. They've included a lot of people in their squad list, and this season they want to do well. If not in the Serie A, the Champions League, they want to go far. Although they've been drawn to Barcelona, who don't. They're having a couple of problems right now, but they strongly believe that by the end of this Champions League, they will be in a very creditable and good position here. Moving on to the 5-time Champions League winners, Barcelona. Founded in 1899, they've won the Champions League 5 times. The last time they won was the 2014-2015 edition of the Champions League. Remember the Berlin 2014-2015, the likes of Xavi and Iniesta, Vidal, all those players. That was where the MSN was from, that the Messi Suarez Neymar duel was from. And they know they have been finding their difficulties as well. This season they scored for 50 goals and considered 23 goals right now. Right now the problem Barcelona is facing mainly it's about their defender. We know Gerard Piqué, Samuel Umtiti, and Lenglet are aging right now, so they need a solid replacement for them. And Luis Suarez too is not he's injured right now. He'll be out for 5 months. He was told to be out for 6 months, but he said a couple of days. I think it's 5 months and a couple of weeks he will be out. Ousmane Dembele is not fit. He's training gradually to come back to the squad. We know Ansu Fati is filling in the position of the Suarez and Dembele who are out. So right now is Kike Setien is playing Messi, Griezmann, and Ansu Fati. Carles Perez is out of the team. He's not actually out, but they are planning on loaning him to a Spanish side and if possible a Serie A side. So they are having it very, very difficult right now. Not leading the La Liga right now. Real Madrid took over the La Liga when they lost 2-0 to Valencia, and Real Madrid scoring Valladolid 178 minutes from Nacho handed them that lead. Messi is right now the leading goal scorer in La Liga with 14 goals, and when you come to the goals in terms of Barcelona, he's the one leading with 14 goals, and Suarez with 7 assists in the La Liga right now. When you're talking about apart from the defending chances that defending problem Barcelona have, they have problem protecting the lead and defending against long shot and area draws. Barcelona are playing against Barcelona. One thing that they found it difficult doing is defending long shot, that long passes that the English side normally do. So Napoli is not that kind of team that provides a long shot. That this team, if I'm going to predict here, I'm going to say it's going to be a 50-50 game here, because the last 4 games that they've not actually met in any competitive league. It's just preseason. The last time they met, Barcelona scored Napoli 4-0 and 2-1, and the last 4 years if so, but Napoli won 1-0 to Barcelona, and the return encounter Barcelona scored Napoli 5-0. So this tells you that Barcelona are strong when playing it with Napoli, although they've not met in any competitive game yet, just a preseason. So we are watching this is going to be their first fantastic and competitively. We see this is where history is going to be created. We would like to see what the outcome of this game. So the betting odds are clear. Barcelona has the advantage of 81% of winning and Napoli with 17%, but this is not all what the Champions League is about. Champions League is about surprises. Before you realize, small teams will be knocking out the big teams out. Then since Barcelona will be going away first, they are very happy because they know they have a problem defending away games. So they will be going to Italy in the first leg, and the second leg encounter will be held at the Camp Nou. So if I'm supposed to go for a betting odds here, I will gladly take Barcelona to carry the day. But on the first leg, I will not be surprised to see a draw there and over 2.5 goals coming in, and the away encounter, I'm solid that Barcelona is going to win Napoli at the Camp Nou. But this is Champions League, anything can happen. So this is my betting odds. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please click on the notification, subscribe and click on the notification bell icon so that you get notified each and every time we release a new video. And if you're new here, our link to various social media handles have been placed in the description. You should go and check it out so that you don't miss any update. This is the Champions League review, signing out.